ist eigentlich unglaublich, wie gut die Autos damals schon waren. 1914 ist ja doch schon eine Weile her, ist 100 Jahre. Und ich muss sagen, die Autos fahren sich toll, schalten sich toll, haben einen Motor, der eigentlich erstaunlich gut ist, wirklich. Also 106 PS, 4,5 Liter und hat ein enormes Drehmoment. Fährt sich richtig gut dabei. Und die Lenkkräfte sind nicht hoch, sodass es eigentlich von der Distanz her nicht wirklich ein Problem bedeutete. Aber dadurch, dass man immer mit der Bremse hinten vorsichtig umgehen musste und die wurde natürlich dann doch irgendwann mal schlechter, war das natürlich schon eine unglaubliche Aufgabe, die Autos so schnell zu fahren, wie sie es taten. Und sie fuhren ja einen sehr hohen Schnitt. Also ich kann das kaum nachvollziehen, wie das damals über die Distanz so ging. Über 700 Kilometer, 800 Kilometer. Unglaublich.
Yoga?
Early morning yoga.
I don't see anything dripping out in the control position, so maybe we should have
You must
run it
a little first time wait, yeah, and then run, and then we check that.
Yeah. The air pressurizes the fuel tank and forces the gas to the engine. The riding mechanic maintains the pressure as we drive. That's why the gauge is aimed over here.
Put a gasket ring on there. Thank you.
The 1914 O-ring. It's a resin.
No, I think it's original fabric.
Yeah, it's got this.
It's brass, yeah.
The thread is brass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Been around a long time.
Now, there was some manufacturing technique where they would have a mold and then they would use like an explosive or something to blast the metal into it and form all that.
It's actually quite easy to do. The chap who makes silencers for me, he makes these, two-stroke silencers, sort of pear-shaped, and he just clamps two pieces of metal between two steel plates with the shape that he wants cut out of the metal. Under a press, I think it's only 10 psi, and just inflates it to the size he wants. Job done. Like shelling peas.
Wow.
Very good. It's a neat technique.
So you know what we did on the Ballot is we just made a solid tube
Yeah,
and then just cut it exactly to fit. And then we made a solder bath and dipped it.
that's a neat idea. Yeah, and soldering it in without getting big blobs of solder coming into it.
That one works fantastically well.
We had a lot of thought about this, and they're all different. But where to put the pivot, we had to just move it. You can see where it is on the photograph, but move it a millimetre, and it doesn't work.
Right.
It locks up.
Right.
Rennvorsitzender. So, jetzt seht ihr, wo das Auto sitzt.
Almost ashamed to say it took nearly 6 years to do the car, which is approximately 6,000 hours of work. I was able to determine that this car is in fact the spare car. So this is a bit of a Cinderella car. She went to the ball, but she did not get to dance.
Okay.
The biggest problem is that the cylinders are constructed by welding. So they start with a tube of steel to which the cylinder head is screwed. The inlet ports are welded in, the exhaust ports are welded in, the sockets for the valve guides are welded in. So the thing, before the water jacket is put on, looks a little bit like a porcupine, a bit sticking out here, there and everywhere. Then the difficult part is to put the steel jacket around the cylinder, around the port, around the spark plug crosses, and everything is welded together. Of course, when you start welding, things distort. So the cylinder goes this way, that way. So the trick and the skill is to keep everything straight. So you weld a little bit here, a little bit there. That really was a state-of-the-art 1914. This is aircraft technology built into a racing car. Everything is lightweight, everything is efficient. It's a very high-speed engine for the period. The revolutions can go to 3,500, which is unheard of in those days. So it's a high-revving, high-efficiency engine. You try to put yourself get your mind into the mind of the person who built it. And boy, they were clever people. The workmanship, the craftsmanship is excellent, and the thinking, it's surprisingly good. These people were not fools. They knew what they wanted, and with the materials that they had at the time, they achieved miracles, I think. The bearings on a crankshaft, at the front of the crank, they do very little. At the back, they do a lot. And if a bearing is going to fail, it's always at the back. So the front bearing is quite small, and they gradually get bigger as they move along the engine. I don't know any other engine that does that. It saves weight, and at the same time, it makes a very strong crankshaft. And all this business here, all the tape, you can see, this is against vibration. The cars are running maximum revs for 8 hours. Things shake, high-frequency vibrations and shakings. So to prevent the metal from cracking or fatiguing, they put tape around it. And this damps out the vibration, but they take an oil can along with them.
Oh, okay.
And this is for lubricating the valves. I think it's there as an emergency. If a valve is giving trouble, the mechanic will get out, take the oil can and squirt.
1914, das ist jetzt ein Auto, das ist gerade mal so keine 20 Jahre her, dass die ersten Autos wirklich fuhren. Und er hat sich eigentlich bis zum SSK, hat er sich wunderbar behauptet. Das ist gerade mehr Kraft, wog aber auch entsprechend mehr. Diese Autos durften ja als Maximalgewicht nur 1100 Kilo haben. Und das bringt dem Auto natürlich viele Vorteile. Aber wir fuhren gestern hier auch so 120. 130 habe ich gehört. Ja. Das war völlig problemlos. Ich meine, nein, das war auch die Geschwindigkeit zu erreichen von der Motorleistung her. Überhaupt kein Thema. Aber du hast auf dem Abstück hinten hast du dann sehr viele Kurven und das geht also. Und die war unbefestigte Straße. Und das ist also, die war auch nicht breit. Also da müssten die richtig gut und sehr konzentriert gefahren sein, sonst geht das in die Hosen. Natürlich Todeskurve, warum? Weil viele zu schnell ankamen und nicht mehr bremsen konnten. Du hattest vorher eine leichte rechts, die bergab führte und da haben viele vielleicht nochmal Gas gegeben. Dann kommt diese enge links und da hast du dann schon Probleme bekommen. Im Kopf und im Hintern und in den Händen und überall. Also das war dann schon ein bisschen heikel.
Some famous last words for the camera.
Oh my God.
Das Hauptproblem ist die Bremserei logischerweise. Bei einem der Autos ist das so, dass die sehr viel Wasser in die Bremse kriegen, hat er keine Bremse.
Okay.
Und das ist natürlich nicht gut.
The brakes and the skinny tires in the wet. A modern car can stop very quickly. I can't.
Also der bremst, nehme ich an, einigermaßen normal noch. Wir haben auch eine Kardanbremse, die eben die Kardanwelle umfasst und die hat einen Bremsbelag. Also von der Seite ist es ganz gut, während die anderen sind Metall auf Metall. Und das macht viel Geräusch, aber bremst nicht. Ne?
Yeah, we have no brakes. Just so you know.
Bon voyage.
Merci.
I think he wants to get out.
Blutspende-Ausweis, Impfbuch.
Organspende-Ausweis, alles dabei. Jetzt mehr?
Bis ein Bar.
Bis ein Bar.
Ah ja.
Also nach dem Start gleich mal gucken, weil da geht er relativ zügig runter und dann.
Ja, danke. So, mit der fange ich an dann.
Jetzt weiß ich, wo ich meinen Bruder gesehen habe. Im Kalthebel.
We follow the lead car, which I think are probably about 110. But when you think that that was the average, the race average was 105, I think, it makes you realise just how fast these cars will go.
And how fast have you been going with this car at all when you were testing?
No more than 120, 130. It's a very, you know, the engine is very old and very valuable.
Yeah.
Now I don't want to be the one who breaks it. But they were good in period for 180, 190 kilometers an hour.
Ein Wahnsinn, wie du dir vorstellst, die Kameras von damals.
Du hast den Kamerawagen gesehen, der fuhr kurz mit. Also fuhr im Start irgendwann los, da links 4 große Kameras, 2 nach vorne und 2 nach hinten. Die waren so links und rechts und da war einer, der huschte zwischen den rum und hat aufgepasst, dass die sich nicht verdrehen oder irgend sowas.
The scenery is unbelievable. Mostly to be able to hear the other cars.
Ja,
the see them.
The sound is amazing.
It's beautiful.
Das ist wirklich unglaublich.
Carefully tuned to the track. They knew exactly what conditions and elevations they needed to work with. So it went on and on and on, and 320 pages later, you have the answer as to why they won first, second, and third place against the best cars in the world.
When you bought the car, did you know it was the winning car of the 1914 Grand Prix?
Well, I bought the car under that assumption, but there was no proof.
Okay.
And only during the restoration, when I was grinding the old paint off with a clutch and brake shaft, did I find the chassis, the proper chassis number for the car. And that was the most exciting thing I've ever done in restoring the car.